Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. And as the Sao Paulo lock-in tournament continues on in the background, the Rostermania drama is really reaching the surface right now. Ye removing Cloud9 and Cloud9 VALORANT from his bio on Twitter over the last couple of days. Does this mean Ye is gone from the Cloud9 team? Is this his own decision? Is this the team's decision? What is going on right now with a crazy period of Rostermania to come after just the first single elimination tournament of the entire season? Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. More drama as always right now in North American VALORANT, largely coming out from SicK, the sixth man for the Sentinels lineup. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this tweet the other day, but I certainly saw it, that SicK was having some issues at the venue, getting into the venue, and he was frustrated because he's the sixth man, right? He's going to be the substitute. He should for sure be able to get into the venue with his team and be there, you know, with the coaching staff, with the team and all this. They might have needed him, right? However, they had some serious difficulties with this. We'll make a statement on stream about not getting let into the venue. Riot should be treating players better, but I enjoyed my time here. So that's really all we said at the time, and there wasn't really too much more on it at the time, apart from, as he said, I'm disappointed at Riot and my management. Don't get it twisted, bro. So I think he was discussing like his own kind of management for not allowing this to happen. Obviously, he was frustrated by not getting into the venue, but I thought, all right, you know, whatever. Then he played one series. I guess they'll, you know, go home, regain and all this type of stuff as well. And there was even the argument, okay, could SicK potentially step into the team? Is that a necessary change they might want to make? And SicK's been going rogue on Twitter the last few hours. There's so many tweets, I can't go through all them all, to be honest, today, but I'll mention some of the kind of critical ones. He doubles down and says, no more until I stream, but the last thing I will say is this: Riot and my own management let me down big time. Even my own people did. People I thought I could trust. Will explain the situation clearly when I go live. Very disrespectful is almost putting it lightly. I will not allow myself to be treated this way. Thank you guys. So I guess we'll have to wait for the full story here, but he's kind of calling out, definitely calling out Sentinels to a regard here, right? Because if you couldn't get in the venue for whatever reason, either they didn't have the appropriate pass, either they said, oh, you know, whatever, like, we don't have time to deal with you, SicK, unfortunately, whether it's Riot's fault to a degree as well, but I don't really hear any stories about this from other pro players that were substitute players or sixth men on the team that were struggling to get in. So, I mean, yeah, like, even my own people let me down, people I thought I could trust. Quite the statement here from SicK, to be honest. And then he actually tweets this out, the Brazil party, and saying, at least I could get into the party. Can't watch the team, but it's okay. Easy vacation stream to speak a little when I return. So, yeah, pretty mad stuff, to be honest. Now, this is what I thought was just absolute crazy. Like, this is North American drama at its absolute finest here. So this is SicK, of course, the substitute player for Sentinels, and this is Joelle, the wife of Dephh, right, the IGL for Sentinels. So, Joelle replies, direct your grievances towards them, sure, but all things considered, what a strange thing to tweet after the team you're still an active member of takes a series loss at a tournament, which maybe is fair enough. He should have been more kind of on the team side rather than calling out the team after losing in such a manner. And even then, he finds this tweet here where Joelle replies, this is the new me, like, congrats on becoming insufferable. So trying to basically expose her for saying this, and okay, maybe you think that's justified, maybe you think it's not. And then we've got this from Joelle, where she comes out and says the following: esports players need some form of media literacy. I'm unsure when spouting egocentric nonsense, spreading baseless claims rooted in jealousy, and overall childlike tantrums on social media became the precedent in getting interactions and winning over fans. Take a good hard look in the mirror. When your esports career is over, how will you move forward? Because when your career has reached the end of its timeline and all you have to show for it is a build-up of crass and demeaning tweets, is that really the legacy you want to be remembered for? Will higher-ups in orgs and companies want to extend their hand once your talent expires? So whether you guys think this is a fair analysis or not, like, she's quite clearly, I think, subtweeting SicK in this, right? I mean, this is tweeted out at a very similar time. She didn't at SicK directly, but, you know, read between the lines a little bit to figure out who she might be discussing. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this, right? I just don't understand how all this stuff happens so often in the North American team with this drama all over the shop. Analyst drama. We've got SicK versus Sentinels. We've got SicK versus Riot. We've got SicK versus Deph's wife. It's like, what is going on right now? But, yeah, more to come on that, I'm sure, over the coming days, because SicK has been doing a lot of tweets, and I think he probably just needs to go to bed and sleep it off a little bit, to be honest. But hopefully we'll get some more updates on that situation and everything can be resolved in an amicable manner. Let's talk Rostermania then. So firstly, this from Sim, of course, currently playing it for the Breakthrough team that has now clearly signed a contract, apparently according to this GIF here on Twitter. Now, this is what Purist says. We saw he was the one to break the news the other day about Cloud9 VALORANT potentially making a change. He now says Moist Esports will enter the VALORANT scene with the signing of Breakthrough. So we know recently that, I think it was Ludwig actually Charlie, who of course has joined up with Charlie for Moist Critical and become part of Moist Esports, has actually, I think he followed a lot of the Breakthrough guys on Twitter about 2 weeks ago, and we discussed it at the time and said, is there anything happening here? They've clearly discussed it behind the scenes, and now apparently they are indeed making an offer to come in and become the organization behind Breakthrough, a team that's been honestly pretty good. Obviously, they qualified through the online qualifiers for the Challenger circuit, and they've done, I think, better than expected. So Moist Esports, man, they're covered into Valorant. Apparently, we don't know for sure yet, but there's going to be some entertaining matchups like DSG versus Moist, right? I mean, that's going to be an absolute cracker just to see both of those teams there. And wow, like the level of viewership and the level of clout right now in North American Tier 2 is incredibly entertaining if indeed this does come true. Of course, the big Rostermania story is the Cloud9 situation right now. It's still somewhat unclear here what is going on, but I know that they're considering making changes at least. George Gellis confirmed they're considering moves. We saw what Purist said that Ye might be on his way out, as potentially as Vanity. There were some discussions, admittedly in Spanish, right, on this stream a couple of days ago, where like the rumors were indicating that it's Vanity out and potentially Ye out as well. The reasoning behind this is incredibly unclear right now. It seems ridiculous, to be honest, for this to even be the case, for them to pay an obscene amount of money for Ye from the OpTic core, and then of course to pay him an obscene amount of money in terms of salary to bench him after one event where individually he wasn't great but not exactly bad. Is this Ye, you know, getting himself gone from the team? I doubt it. Like I'm sure he has. So he must have some faith in the potential of this core going forwards, even though changes might be made. I know there's been a lot of discussion with the situation at the guard right now to potentially, you know, get rid of Vanity for Valin or something. That's a possibility. But benching Ye, who would you bench Ye for? Where would he go? Like, what other organization could he join? Would he go to a different region entirely if this was the case? Like, why would they even do that? Is it a money thing where they can't afford his contract anymore? I actually have no idea, and we don't even know if this is happening. But Ye implies that it is happening, because if you look closely at his bio here, you'll see professional Valorant player with nothing else. Now, I looked on Spoonbill, which is a website which allows you to track changes in Twitter bios and profiles, and I actually couldn't find any changes to Ye's profile on there. But what I did find is that I went on the Wayback Machine and found this, the most recent archived screenshot of Ye's profile from back on December the 9th, 2022, and this is what it is. Professional Valorant player for Cloud9 and Cloud9 Val. Contact me at Yesa CSGO for inquiries and GG bench, which is exactly the same as what he has today, but without the for Cloud9 Val. So at some point in the last, couple of months or so, and presumably in the last few days, he's removed Cloud9 and Cloud9 Val for his bio, and surely there's no reason why he would do this unless he was no longer on their starting team at the very least, if not no longer on their franchise in general. So this is an incredible story. I don't know what's going to come next of this, but definitely intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, where could Ye go? Obviously, I know that Marved and Ye have been having a bit of a back and forth here, and for understandable reasons, just because, they were part of that OpTic core last season. Both those guys now went different directions. They might have to come together at some point on a different team, but it might not be Cloud9, because Ye apparently isn't there anymore. Has he been benched? What's going on? It's just an absolutely outrageous situation, and I'm waiting for more information by the day. But again, Ye is basically implied here. The other day he said, wait, what's going on? But now removing it from his bio, unless this is an elaborate troll and they're just having us on for a laugh, which, okay, fair enough if they are, but still, it does seem like on their performances and their lack of cohesion at times and consistent discussions within that Cloud9 camp that, the roles don't really work too well. Like, I think we can upgrade in certain positions. Like, that doesn't sound to me, with hearing those rumors from that camp over the last couple of months or so, like a team that's just going to run it back no problem at all, especially now they've considered making moves. So to be honest, I did not expect this much chaos after just one single elimination tournament at the start of the season. And of course, most teams won't be making any changes here, but Cloud9, seemingly that was enough for them to just decide to make some sort of moves. So let's talk about the tournament they got eliminated from, that of course being Lockin. Na'Vi are looking very strong. Team Secret were good against Liquid, they took them down, but man, Na'Vi, like these guys, just every single player on this team is so good. cNed was playing very well, Shao and Sagetsu turned up, Angel has been fragging out as well. Like, this team is just absolutely god tier right now, and it's not a surprise that they completely dominated this series. It's cool to see cNed play at a high level as well, but I mean, look at these numbers, right? Shao, zyppan, I mean, like, the entire team was going off. Icebox was 13-8 with a dominant second side from Na'Vi, and then 13-4 on Pearl, not close at all. Shao was 19-3, so, that's pretty much all you need to say about that one. Absolute demolition job there to move on to the semi-finals, where they shall play in a banger series in a couple of days' time against Leviathan. Leviathan. They took down Vitality in a super close haven. This was like such a great map. They went 12-12, 13-13, etc, etc, until right at the end of it, King clutched up 16-14, and I mean, let them know, right, look at this reaction. Like, this was hard as hell, honestly. Like, I mean, this was quality stuff from King and the Leviathan, guys. What a crazy map. What surprised me, though, after a ridiculous game 1 against Vitality, is that going into their map pick, I believe, on Pearl, they got absolutely blown out of the park. Like, this was outrageous. That I don't exactly know why Vitality are in love with Pearl so much, because they got smoked on it the other day, or at least lost a game, and then they got destroyed on it here by the none other than Leviathan. So the expected results, in my opinion, but still, Leviathan Na'Vi in a semi-final, like, to confirm one of the final 4 teams, is going to be an absolute banger the way these guys are playing right now, and this is that bracket. So as it stands, Na'Vi Leviathan will play on the 27th, but today we have 2 key games before we even get to that point. So FUT Esports, of course, the guys that took down RRQ with relative ease. It wasn't super easy, but the Turkish team, of course, versus 100 Thieves. That's a series where I'd expect 100T to win. Of course, the last representatives of this entire tournament from the North American perspective. So, you know, they, I think, need to win that. And then I've got Fnatic Furia. Fnatic, I think, are favourites in this series. Of course, they will be. They looked great against Sentinels, as did Furia against T1. But T1, I think, a lesser team to Sentinels, in my opinion. So I'm going to take Fnatic to win this one. But, you know, look, Furia, Brazilian team, they are going to feed off the energy of the crowd, I'm sure. Especially against a team like Fnatic that just eliminated Sassy and Pancada in the first round. So very exciting series. The first series, I'm more confident maybe to say 100T will take down FUT Esports, but I think it could be a pretty close one. And then Fnatic Furia is going to be difficult to call, but I think Fnatic will get through. I'm hoping 2-1 across the board here, and we get some nice competitive series. But yeah, a potential matchup in the semi-finals here of Na'Vi, Leviathan, 100 Thieves, Fnatic would be great to witness just tomorrow. So very much enjoyed your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.